are on there, and I think this is a very good time to call in Mr. Isaac Orolugbagbe. Are you in the house, sir? Yes, he's in the house. Isaac?
I'm in the house.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like I've told you, Mr. Isaac Orolugbagbe has a trajectory that is very interesting. You know, we were in Ife together. We went to the same secondary school, and we have had a lot to do together here and there. Right now, the two of us are working seriously on how to give, I don't know what to call it, something back to our old secondary school. You know, I don't know how many of you have gone back to your old secondary school, but we have gone back. And we have seen that things have gone down completely. So low, so bad. You know, I was there on Thursday as the president, the new president of the old student association. And, you know, for 5 hours I was standing up trying to sell a future, you know, to the young ones there that government has practically abandoned. This man, Isaac, is one of the biggest pillar of that resuscitation drive. We were in Ife together. He's a big man now, but yes, he was my pirate in our, in our part one there. But what is important that this guy read chemistry. He graduated with BSc chemistry. And so many of his classmates now will have retired as principal of Igbo Comprehensive High School or somewhere there. But hey, he refused to accept whatever the system around him were selling to him now. Just like most of us pharmacists, we came out and we are not happy with the system that we found. That's the truth. The environment did not support the kind of training that we have received. We know so much. And we are prepared and ready to give what we know. But you come out and you find out the system wasn't ready for you. The hospital is particularly unfair to us the way things operate in most hospitals and things like that. But we need to challenge that system. And that's what Isaac did. He challenged his environment. And very soon he became a chartered accountant. And from there started growing, became the MD of FedEx. You know, and for 10 years, he was holding the fortune of that organization. And after he retired, he became a consultant, a business consultant, chairman of so many startups, consultant to so many industry and things like that. And that's why I asked him that, Isaac, please come, discuss with my colleagues. What do we do at this time? Things are not good, things are bad. Many people are complaining, you know, but should we be complaining or what do we do? What do we need to adjust? And Isaac agreed. Mr. Orolugbagbe, you are welcome. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ooh, all right. Thank you very much. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And well, Lulu has told the story. And he used to be my senior in the secondary school, and we used to fight a lot. You know, luckily he was short, so it's easy for me to challenge him. But as God will have it, we became the best buddies. His classmates were always wondering, what's between Lulu and Isaac? Well, what is between us today is some of the things that I'm going to share with you. And he gave me the mandate to look at the topic, entrepreneurship success in Nigeria of today. And I was given about 30 minutes. I will try and do my best, but I doubt if I can, but I will do my best. So you've heard my story. I have BSc chemistry. I also have a master's in business leadership, which was the Akomu mandate that never stopped learning. So when I was going to retire as managing director, the challenge for me was, by the way, I became MD at 35. So when I had to retire, I was only 45. So what will I do with, because I sincerely believe that God made me.
Sorry, Isaac. Sorry, Isaac.
What will I do? Yes.
Sorry, I interrupted you. I want people to know and heard that word, that you became MD at 35. He deserves a round of applause, doesn't it?
Well, thank you for clapping. But at that time when I became MD, I was shivering and scared. There is none of my age mate that was MD at the time, and some of my directors actually placed a bet that I was going to fail. I was too young and also happened to be a chartered accountant. People think accountants cannot run business. Well, I didn't fight them. I didn't argue. Instead of getting angry, what did I do? I got better. I bought cones. I bought a book on marketing, 3,000 pages, and I made sure I studied every line and understood before I resumed as managing director. All the other areas, I found people who knows more than me that supported me to become very successful. There is nobody in life that knows everything. And the time we live now in Nigeria, it make a mockery of our so-called experiences. And I think, let me just share that with you. Who among you has ever lived in Nigeria and managed an enterprise or himself when the exchange rate was over 1,000 naira to a dollar for at least 2 years? I don't think I can find anybody in this room who have 2 years of experience managing an enterprise or family at exchange rate of 1,000 naira to $1. So what does that tell you? All our 50 years, 1,000 years of experience, they are useless when we're dealing with the turbulent times that we live in today. We are living in difficult times. The changes are coming in multiples, and they're coming rapidly. What will happen tomorrow, only God knows. So how do you as an individual survive in a turbulent environment like Nigeria? What you need, number one, is humility. Understand that you don't know and invite perspective from others, especially the younger ones. Because the more experience you have, the more years you have spent in your professions, the more the baggage that you carry. When we ask questions, how many of you were alive when a beetle was sold for 3,000 naira? Every one of us who witnessed that have baggages on our heads. When they tell you a Range Rover is selling for 200 million naira, inside you, you are still praying that God, let the good old times come back again so that Range Rover will be selling for 20,000 naira. Will that happen? I doubt. Good old days are gone. We should learn to live in the moment. We should learn to be present in Nigeria right now, rather than waste our time reminiscing about how it used to be. It's gone. Our children understand that they live in the present moment. They connect with products, services, and the environment properly. All these lessons about digital marketing that we're trying to teach adults, you don't need your son to go to any school to understand digital marketing. They are part of it and they are inside it. So we need to become children. What is it that the kids do so well? They ask questions. They're not ashamed to say they don't know. They listen and filter. That's what I'm going to challenge us to do from today. Let us be humble. Let us understand that we are all different from each other, and therefore we must respect the differences and all the time seek, invite perspective from all the other people. If you can marry all the ideas and distill it, the decision you will take will definitely be better than when you act alone. What does that mean? The days of command and control is gone. We need to begin to behave like coaches, when we manage our businesses. All right. Now, I know that many of us have different reasons for coming here today. And I had a question when Mr. Our friend, the pharmacist, Oluwagbagbe was talking. There was a question which was about staying true to the profession of pharmacy. Yes, some of you are lifelong pharmacists and you are there to save lives. There are some of us who are not happy with the job you are doing now, and we're in this forum to see how we can become our own bosses and create better jobs for ourselves. There are some who want to build big enterprises that will stand the test of time. And there are some of us who just simply want to solve a problem. And some people are risk takers, and the least set of people are those who are jobless, who find themselves in this forum just to find something to do. Well, I hopefully we talk to all this tendency. So why should you as a person consider entrepreneurship? Why? There are some fundamental assumptions around entrepreneurship. I hope you can see my slide. Okay.
Yes, we can see your slide.
Yes, we can see your slide. Please go ahead.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Okay. So now the first school. Well, I can hear background noise. Please, administrator, help me quieten everybody. Okay.
Is it from him? Is that glitch from Isaac?
So I think it's from here. My phone outside is still talking.
What's going on? Can you help us correct that? Yeah.
Recording in progress.
Which says that the companies exist is to maximize return for shareholders. Most of the selling activity, the financial management, the people management, everything is targeted at making the owners of the company to become richer. Even our marketing efforts, all the things we do to bring customer in, because if customers don't come in, there's no way the business will grow. So the first reason is to make money. Now, I don't share that sentiment. And I have another friend, Kim Tinde, who also do not share that sentiment, like Professor Frederick. We know that you won the Nobel Prize, but we put the employees first. If you really and truly take better care of your staff than anyone else, she will really and truly take better care of the customer than anyone else. And if the employees and the customers are ecstatic, then the shareholders will be ecstatic too. Now, this is the philosophy that I use, that I embrace, that I've always followed in managing enterprises. If you have stumbled, if you meet anybody from FedEx or Resta Express, they will tell you our philosophy is the PSP philosophy. People, service, profits. We attract good people, we motivate them by running a good environment and pay well so that they can give excellent services. It is only a happy staff that can infect the customer with happiness. And if the customers are happy, they will come back and then we can build a big company. If the customers are not happy, we cannot build a good company. And it is only happy staff that can make customers happy. You cannot give what you don't have. So I subscribe fully with the people, service, profit philosophy. Now, there is another definition from my colleague in LBS. He said, entrepreneurship is a mindset about problem solving and identifying opportunities to address unmet needs or challenges in the society, and of course, continuous improvement. I also agree with Eti with this definition. If you focus essentially on making money, you will cut corners. And when you cut corners, just a matter of time, the customer will know what to stand for. For those of you who love reggae, you remember Bob Marley's song. You can fool some people sometime, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Now, if you are cutting corners, they will wake up and they run away from you. So it is better to go for value. Now, if you look at all the big companies in the world today, the Microsoft, the Twitter, the Apples of this world, what thing that is common to all of them is that they satisfy the desires of other people in the best and the least expensive way. And anybody who can do that will become wealthy. The customer will embarrass you with money. Microsoft decided to bring computer onto the table of every citizen of the world. he found a trick to reduce the price of personal computers so that you and me can access it. And that's why we can afford PC today. Before Microsoft, a personal computer would cost you almost $30,000 before you can have everything on it. But he bundled all the thing that is expensive and introduced it to us for about $500. That way, all of us started paying licenses and fees to Microsoft. Another guy is making noise. So the way for you to build wealth in a great way and in a sustainable way is to serve the consumer. So if you are an entrepreneur and you have not been doing that, or you are an entrepreneur, potential entrepreneur, look for ways that you can make super difference in the life of the public, and the result you will get will be embarrassingly large profit. Profit is not an end in itself. Profit is a reward for a good job. So let's just get that very straight. Do not, chase profit as a reason. Chase it as a reward for a good job. Now, so what should you do? One, there are three things. This is what I teach in my strategy class. And I just gave one of my clients advice this morning that he was growing and he needed a direction. Now, there are three ways you can grow your business, either as a staff who wants his own company to grow, in which case I call you an entrepreneur, or you are a businessman who want to set up his own business, and we call you an entrepreneur. There is no difference between the two. As long as you are looking for value and you're looking for growth for your organization, your title will still end up with entrepreneurship. Now, for those of us who are on salary and employees, let me warn you, you cannot run the company of your boss or the current place where you are working. If you do a shabby job there, when you step out and you start your own, you will continue with your shabbiness. But if you do a great job as an employee, anytime you go out, your value will go with you. You will continue to do great job. So it doesn't matter whether you are outside or inside or intro or intra, it is the same philosophy. Now, the first step for growing is what I call do more of what you have done before. That is, repeat your successes and scale them up. You are selling codeine to a group of chemists and you have 30 chemists. How can you sell more? Just go and sell to more chemists. Move from 30 to 1,000. You have done it before. It is successful. Scale it up. I call this the bread and butter. Whatever you have done so well, just continue to do it and scale it up. The other way for you to grow your business is to do things better. If it takes 30 minutes for you to engage a customer before you make a sales, ask yourself, how can I conclude the same sales for 10 minutes so that you will free yourself to be able to do more? That is doing things better. If you do things better, you can also be a great entrepreneur. If you are just trying to start your business and you look at the people who are doing it now and you think they are old schools, they're too expensive, for example, for consumers, or consumers cannot get to them on time or easily, and you decide to set up an alternative business model that will do things better, cheaper, and faster, you are in the business. So because you are coming with a distinct value, you want to do things better than those who were there before you. The last, but not the least, is doing things that is completely new. That is, you want to disrupt the industry. You want to do something new. I know that we sing this one in our churches. This is one of my most favorite choruses. Do something new in my life. Something new in my life. Something new in my life today. And you see people rocking the beautiful music when they play it. Now, you are not the only one singing and making a request to God for something new in your life. Believe me, all the consumers in the country are singing the same song. They're looking for better product, cheaper product, faster product, more accessible products. Everybody's looking for something new in their life. Will you be that person that will help them to fulfill that newness in their life? If you can do that, there's business for you. There's business inside doing something new in my life. Now, trying to explain that, I got a couple of boxes here, which explain doing what you used to do and doing it better, which is getting additional customer, additional channels, better propositions, more products, new pricing. This is how to do more of what you used to do. I call it the bread and butter. Now, if you want to be innovative and doing things better, look for new concepts. Find new application for your product or services. Enter new markets. Add to your partners. Improve your processes or expand your structure. And of course, the last but not the least is doing new things, new ventures, new categories, new acquisition, new capabilities. But there is no end to what you can do new, about your life. But the one thing about these three proposals, the first one, the one you have done before that are successful that you want to expand, you can do that very quickly. The risk is very small. And of course, it's not as risky what's going on. Now, impact is low, but the risk is low, so is the speed, which is what I just told my client this morning. Go for the other option because you need money. The innovative growth, that is doing things better, the impact is much more than that of operational growth. The risk is medium, but the speed is slower. And then when you want to do something totally new, now the risk will be high, but when you succeed at it, the impact will be massive. So this is how it is. And then it takes time to test, to do market testing, prototyping. So in terms of speed, it's the slowest, but in terms of risk and impact, it will give you the highest return because you can create a brand new industry. So the challenge for you as an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur is to create a balanced portfolio of all these three types of opportunities. Why must you look at the new opportunities? That's the industry disrupting opportunities. If you are not ready, you just find out that you are out of the market. You will be out of the market. So what you need to do is to make sure you have your bread and butter, you're having improvement, and you're having a look at new ventures. But when you are looking at the proportion, make sure that your bread and butter at any point in time is always higher than 50% of your business or product portfolio. Okay, so what's going on in Nigeria? Because Lolu said I should look at Nigeria. If we want to discuss Nigeria problems, we will need 1 year to discuss our problem. But I like the song by my favorite lady, Asha, Fire on the Mountain. It summarizes nicely Nigerian situation. There's a fire on the mountain and nobody seems to be on the run. Oh, there is fire on the mountain top and no one is running. Now, there is despondencies everywhere. People are giving up and jackpotting. The infrastructure decay, nobody seems to be paying any serious attention to it. The roads are bad, the ports are bad, the police is not working, the schools aren't working. Everywhere there's decadence. And then you see Dino 1, Dino 2, even our pastors are not left out of it. There's been a lot of drama by a pastor of one of the greatest churches in Nigeria doing a big party for his wife and throwing all cautions to the wind. Should we do that kind of party in the midst of so much poverty, hunger, and grief? Why didn't they challenge that money to give scholarship to maybe 1 million kids or 500,000 kids to be able to go to secondary school? The party will have been much more enduring than the nonsense that they did. Anyway, diseases are there plaguing us: corruption, inflation, currency devaluation, unemployment, and the crime that's related to it. And of course, deaths. People are dying before their time. People are dying. We're not allowed. The society is not allowing us to live the fullness of that God has endowed us. This, for me, is a small summary of Nigeria's situation. But the interesting thing about Nigeria is that if you look at this cartoon, we said, how bad is it really? Look at my friend carrying placards, demonstrating like NSC, said the world ends today. And you can see from his dress that his world is about to end. Unkempt, unshaven, trekking with bare leg. Things are rough for him. But if you look behind him, there's another gentleman with pot belly, nice cap, rotund face, with a smart portfolio. His own placard is different. The end of the world insurance. If you think the world is about to end for you today, I have a solution for you. Just give me a little money, I will solve your problem. Now, the message in this cartoon is that an economic downturn there's a lot of opportunity even inside economic downtime. People will still need to cure ailments. Nigerians need to eat. Nigerians still need transportation. They still need to wear their clothes. Whatever, it's a basic need. An economic downturn cannot eliminate it. What will change is the way that people consume. We are no longer as careless and frivolous as we used to be. But then, inside this economic misfortune, lie in some opportunities. This is an opportunity for a very, very efficient operator to displace the non-efficient one. So, what can you do? What can you do, or what should you do? The first message I have for all of us is that we should come to the market with open hands. Come and propose solution to just one of our problems. We have thousands of problems. I'm not asking you to carry all the problem of Nigeria on your head. No, but pick one and solve it. And not just solve it with a business solution or a business model. If you are not part of the problem, you cannot be part of the solution. Do not join the victims who are always complaining about Nigeria. You just stand up and be counted for something. If it's your department that you want to change, change your department. If it's your family you want to change, change your family. And if God has put you in charge of a company, make a difference in that company. You heard the story of Baba Lulu and our secondary school. You can grumble about Nigeria, write all the story, but that's a waste of time. Can I really say God has not been kind to me? Who among us can raise up their hand and say God did not bless them? So please do not join the complainers who are victims of life. Let us be players in the life that we are living. God didn't create us as victims. God gave us dominion over everything on the face of the earth. So let us be players and be dominion people. Now, so how can you be an effective dominion person? You need to ask questions and you need to challenge the status quo. You remember Mr. Akomu said the WWD, what, why, when, where, and who. You know, it's from one poem written by Rudyard Kipling. He said, I keep 6 honest serving men. They taught me all I knew. Even if you don't know what to say, their names are what and why and when and how and where and who, which my professor of strategy, creatively called W raised to power 5 and how. You call it wow. If you don't remember, just remember this wow. W raised to power 5 and close it with how. So you have the right to ask questions. How can I improve things? When can I do it? What do I need to do it? Who will help me in implementing it? How much will it cost? This is the challenge that entrepreneurs resolve every day. They ask all these questions until they finally get a solution, which becomes a money spinner. So you, as attendees in this webinar, the question for you is, how can you make a difference? Most of you are in the healthcare, you are pharmacists. So how can you make a difference to the industry where you are operating? The first is, do you really think Nigerians have access to good drugs? If you just sit up and say, look, I'm going to do something that will allow every villagers to have access to basic drugs, and I will create a business model that will make that possible. You have a business for you. I got a job. I did something for one of the multinational pharmaceutical companies about 5 years ago. And our goal then was to see how we can encourage the establishment of community pharmacies in the underserved locations in Nigeria. You know, when people shouted, we're going to stop the patent medicine, it's all noise. They didn't know that at that time when we did this work, there were 12,000 pharmacists in Nigeria. Only 6,000 of the 12 are in community pharmacy. And those 6,000 are in 5 states. The rest of the states in the country don't even have pharmacists. Most states have 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. How are we going to treat millions of people with 2 or 3 pharmacists in a whole state? So we are not addressing the real issue. The real issue is that we must find a way whereby the people in the villages will not be cut off from access to good living. So if your goal is to promote affordability, let me reduce the price of drugs. Nigeria happens to have very distinguished, unfavorable title of one of the countries with the most expensive drugs in the world. The middlemen are too many. With the drug, if you check Google today or go to Amazon.com and try to buy a multivitamin in the US, you will see that the Nigerian price is 3 times more expensive than American price, irrespective of the exchange rate. What's going on? Why do we hate ourselves so much? Quality has been a big challenge. So if you come out and set up a company that will make quality your watchword, or availability or awareness combined with you can pick any of these area and make a distinct difference in the market. I happen to have been a courier and a service provider for people. When we compete in the markets, there are 4 things that have always been paramount to us. Speed of service. I get your letters from one place to another faster than everybody. Or flexibility. I know I'm not the biggest guy, but my service will always be tailored to delight you, custom specific to you. The other one is quality. And then the 4th is the cost. Now, it is not possible for you to be number 1 on all the 4. No. If you're going to be number 1 on 2, be number 1 on 2 items. And when you are communicating to the customer, you say, I am the best in cost and flexibility, and I come second in terms of speed and quality. You know, it will register in the mind of the customer, and that will be your unique service proposition. So as pharmacists, as professionals in the healthcare industry, come out and stand up to be known for something. Now, there is something that is going on in the world today. I don't know whether you have noticed it. There are new set of customers that are rising in the world. Yeah, a lot of things are going on, but it never stopped the evolution of new markets. The women are joining the economy at a speed that you cannot believe. If you look at the graduate doctors today, they are moving close to 50-50. We also have people that God has blessed who are hiding their... If you have any drug that can make people to remain young forever, oh man, you will sell so much. So agelessness, extending your lifespan, jogging, and health consciousness, it's rising and it's a big market. And our children have constituted themselves into a tribe that if you do not meet their criteria, you can never have their money. So many new markets are evolving. If you're a business person and you are... Please let me stop the noise from Ejiro. Ejiro Foyibo, please mute your phone. Now, there's also evolution of new customer desires. Customers are wiser, sharper, and more demanding than they used to be. You can no longer make money by treating your customer shabbily. A lot of customers want service on the move. They care about their happiness. They care about what they want more than your culture. And they care about the environment and the sustainability of our practices. Their well-being is more important to them. And of course, they want your product to be cheaper, to be faster, to be better. And they want everything right now. So you need to look at your business model to attend to these new desires. And of course, you don't know who is coming into your industry. And when they come with a totally different business model that can wipe all the established guys off their feet. Okay? So this is what's going on. New entrants are coming. We saw Uber, a company that is now the largest taxi company in the world, yet it does not have a single taxi of its own. We also have Airbnb that use the platform economy. They just created a platform. If you have, I do accommodation, and if you need accommodation, come to our platform. We get the two of you to meet. And now they have become the largest hotel chain in the world, and they have not a single hotel. Our children who are singing today are doing collabo. If you remember the days of Haruna Ishola or Yusuf Olatunji, and these are people who kill each other over competition. But our kids don't do that. Our kids help each other to rise. They do collabo. So companies and individuals can also embrace collaboration, use the resource of one person to move to another space. Sharing economy, share leadership, diversity. This is the kind of business model that we're seeing every day. And you shouldn't be left out. You don't have to be the owner of all the pharmacy stores in the world. Pharmacies should come together and form a cooperative and share a common brand, use that platform to negotiate with the manufacturers of drugs, or set up your own pharmacy and use technology under a cloud and you're all sharing it. There's so much that can happen under sharing and collaborative platform. I see that a lot in the United States. A lot of the pharmacy chain you see are nothing but a member of a cooperative sharing common brand. Okay, so I will close with just one slide. And that is, what can you do to dramatically bring something new to your customers? Okay, and there are many ways you can improve your product offering to your customer. I've given about 7 options, which is on my right. You can be smarter in serving your customer. You can be faster, you can be more innovative, you can be distinctive, you can be real. When I say real, communicate with the customer as a human being. Do not use that kind of language that some of my friends are very used to. I was directed to inform you, hey, no, hello, dear Tola, we thank you for your custom. That is, in the new product we offer you, we have seen this about your pattern of consumption. We think you are going to need it. So communicate with the customers as real human being and communicate as a human being yourself. Be more focused on the way you attend to them and let your communication and messages be more inspiring. That is addressing customer. You can do the same thing for your product, for your proposition, for your medias, for your pricing. You shouldn't have one price for everybody. If a customer is coming to buy 1 ton, should it be the same price with somebody who is buying 1 gram? No, it should never be. So even your channels, there are options for you on channel management. If you look at this 7 platforms for marketing and the 7 possibilities of improving each of those channels and platforms, you offer yourself about 49 new ways to do something new in the life of your market. So this will be my epistle according to Nigeria. This advice I'm giving you, these are the advices I've been very busy giving myself. And I hope that in the midst of this difficult Nigeria, I'll be able to get my own share of goody. Thank you very much for your time and the audience. So, Dr. Ojo, the floor is back to you.
Fantastic. He deserves a round of applause. Give it to him. Give it to him. You remember I told you that we used to fight a lot. And but that was a long time ago. He was 365 days my junior. Yes. And as seniors then, you have to remember 365 days is not a joke. But this guy will not agree. He will not agree, but we have to prove it to him. But today, we have closed the gap. We are brothers. Nobody remember the 365 days again. And I've always, called on him as chairman of NAIP in those days when we set up the NAIP Business Academy. I called him to come and lecture on finance for non-finance managers. Yeah, we are trained professional pharmacists, but we run into other people's sphere of influence, accounting, finance, and all sorts. So we need to pick a little. Remember what I told you in the morning? To To be average, you need to know something about everything. To be good means that you know everything about something. And excellence will demand that you know everything about everything. So it's a race. We keep on improving ourselves over and over again. Isaac has spoken to us on so many things. Please, there is something you must not do. And that is doing nothing. You must never be found in a position where you do nothing. And complaining cannot help us, my dear colleagues. I've said this over and over again. We complain. And reason why complain will not help you. You know why? 80% of the people you are complaining to, they are not hearing you. Why? They have their own problem. That's it. Everybody, just watch people walking around, and you will see different faces. You see different faces, frustration written all over them. And these are the people you are complaining to. But they're not hearing you. Now you ask me, what happened to the remaining 20%? They are even happy you have the problem. Oh yeah. You are complaining to him. So you are complaining to the man who is happy that you have problem. Is he going to offer you solution? I think what Isaac is telling us is that let's challenge it. And we should not be afraid of challenges. Somebody told me that it's just a bus stop in Ibadan. Is it not? Say challenge. It's a bus stop in Ibadan. Even in Lagos here, we have a challenge bus stop. So why should you be afraid of challenge? We are trained to challenge. We are trained to face it. And that is what Isaac has told us. If it is, look, it's only pharmacists that must handle drugs. It's only pharmacists. He has just told you now, and that's what they are. That's the strategy. That's all these NGOs and whatever. That's what they are saying to government. Yeah, we know that pharmacists will handle it, but how many pharmacists do we have? There are states that do not have more than 1 or 2 pharmacists. How many pharmacists do we have? So we need to think outside and ask ourselves, in these villages, can you set up virtual pharmacy? And it is possible because their children are not at home, their children are somewhere. You can form a virtual pharmacy and link up with them. Rather than be complaining and be asking questions, it's only non-pharmacists that are doing well. We need to do things that will make us do better than not. We can't play in their turf. Let me say this, and I've been saying it. We cannot, those guys that you see doing this business, when you were in school, learning the grammar, the pharmacology, and whatever, they are wearing nika in the market, learning how to sell. They may not be able to understand your pharmacology grammar, but hey, they are streetwise. Yeah, they know which drug is moving. They know where it's gotten from. They know the prices are here. They don't need to press any computer. It's in their head. So you now come out, and all you do is speak grammar, and you want to compete at that top, you can't. Please, I think this is what Isaac is telling us. And what is happening in the country today is not a death sentence. Please, we just have to adjust. Now, do we have questions for him? Let us pick some questions. Mr. Ajala, please, I'm sure you have adjusted your slide. We would like to leave here by 3 p.m. So, I will call you. So, can we have questions? Just raise up your hand if you want to ask questions. Sorry? You want to start? Okay. Since you are nearer to me here, you can start.
Thank you very much.
Sorry. Isaac, please pick the questions down. Maybe we will now call you to answer every 3. So the first one.
That's all. That's all right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Now, under the matter of how can you make a difference in your business, what's to do, especially looking at the situation in Nigeria, that's under the situation in Nigeria. And you mentioned things like promoting access to products, promoting awareness, promoting affordability, ensure availability, and guarantee quality. I want you to look at these areas again with the situation of Nigeria currently in mind. Well, even to promote availability is very difficult now because of the high level of scarcity of products. Not to even mention promotion of affordability, because you have multiple challenges that customers are facing in terms of scarcity of money and also high cost of products. How can they still be guaranteed in this situation? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Isaac, I'm sure you hear him if you want him to repeat it well. But I have one hand up. That's Farm Darlington. Farm Darlington, can you ask your question now? Please unmute and ask your question.
Thank you very much, sir. In as much as I'm in a bit noisy place, but I will make it fast. I am very much interested after listening to the presentation. The virtual aspect of pharmacy, or the virtual aspect of making things available for those in the village. I really want to know how can we collaborate with some other colleagues and let that be a reality. Because those far in the east or those far in the villages, they are finding it difficult to have accessibility to most of the pharmaceutical products. So how can we, is there any PCN regulation that has to do with anything virtual pharmacy? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. If that's all the question, I can take the two. When you became MD, did you read a book about 3,000 pages? Can you help us with the name of the book? Okay, that's the question in the chat room. Actually, I'm writing a book now. Hopefully, you will be one of my customers. I'm writing a book which will be my advice to a brand new MD. There's a lot of assumptions about what an MD is about. But when you become MD, then you realize that all those things are nothing but bullshit. You will think that you are very powerful, man. When you become MD, you see that you have no power to sack or hire. You will think you can push people around, and then when you become MD, you do it and you alienate your staff. So there are many things that we assume that they have that they don't have. The book I read was on Kotler marketing. Kotler on market. It's about 3,000 pages. You get a soft copy. You can get a big book. They auction it on the road. That's of marketing. It depends on you. What area do you think you need brushing up on? If it's HR management, I didn't know marketing when I became MD, so I made sure that I was ready before I resumed. For Madam Darlington, I don't think there's any, they have been discussing the law on virtual pharmacy in Nigeria. You know, Nigeria, we know how to discuss. We will discuss, and the opportunity will leave us. But if you go on Google now, you will see there are virtual pharmacies in the US. If you order from Nigeria, they will deliver it to you via Amazon.com. Nigerian doctors cannot advertise because it's against the oath of their profession. But the Dubai hospitals are advertising in Nigeria. Israeli hospitals are advertising. Indian hospitals are advertising. They are collecting all our customers. We are still discussing. We know how to discuss. Please, I have a friend who is a pharmacist who is able to supply drugs to villages and very unusual places in Nigeria. And his specialty is supplying refill for the parents of his friends who are in America or UK. They send him the money. He has managed to create a network of cooperative pharmacies. So for pharmacists in Aba, they will go to one village not too far from Aba and drop the consumables for the old woman. So there are so many creative ways, which is why I said, friends, you have classmates who are operating in the suburban areas. Just set up a network, find out from them if you have a mother in Arochukwu that needs certain particular drug. Ask yourself, who is the nearest pharmacist to Arochukwu? And establish a relationship with him. He can send a dispatcher to go and deliver. You will send your money or you send the drugs to him. There are so many creative ways. What I'm asking you is just believe it is possible and start searching. You will find it. So my friend is doing, I got an advert this morning. He has been supplying me with my refill. And on his platform, there's also medical consulting. Unfortunately, because the law in Nigeria do not allow the consultation to happen, the doctor that he recruited is in Sierra Leone. So anytime I need to consult, I talk to a doctor in Sierra Leone or in Kenya, and I send my money. So these things, they can make all these English language and Turanci is just nothing but English. The agency that I worked for 5 years ago gave me $1 million to set up community pharmacy in underserved location in Nigeria. The debates between doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and medical laboratory technologies, while we were busy speaking English, they withdrew the money. Whereas my colleague in Kenya was able to set up 5, I think they are now about 15. The money is flowing, we are speaking, the professionals are busy fighting each other. They have forgotten their oath to the patient. All they are doing is the defense of their market space. Are you defending market space or you are saving life? Now, for you to make a difference, which was the first question, there is so much opportunity to make a difference, too much. Now, if you remember our great manufacturer, I think should be more or less be the biggest pharmacy company in Nigeria today. Emzor paracetamol will make you feel better. Parampam. Emzor came to Nigeria, started a business, and didn't focus on any of these complicated drugs. He just focused on paracetamol. And they made it a point of duty to be the cheapest paracetamol in Nigeria, selling hospital parks all over the place. Today, they've advanced beyond paracetamol into almost every drug, and they are the biggest pharmaceutical group in the country. Now, they came out to sell paracetamol cheaply. Now, what is making our drugs expensive? Packaging. Must I buy the packets, the blisters? Why don't you dispense the drug from the bottle the way the Indians are doing? Then you put it, you know how the hospital dispense drugs to us? They put them in small nylon bag and we go. Turn your community pharmacy into such an hospital. Buy hospital pack, dispense, the price will disappear. I have a friend who buys his blood pressure drug. We use the same drug. I buy my own 1,500 in the blister. She goes to a pharmacy, they dispense her own based on the bottle in a nice small nylon bag. She gets it for 700 naira. I'm getting my own for 2,003. Now, you just need to sit down in your pharmacy and look at the location where you are. If the per capita income has fallen so low, then you should go and buy hospital pack and tell people and be dispensing. You will have helped the community to stay alive while avoiding the money they waste on packaging. Do we need packaging now? We should be busy selling liquid content only. If the blister is going to cost me from not going to heaven, remove the blister. If it is the small pack that is the cause of the trouble, remove it. So buy yourself a hospital pack, dispense. I see that there was a report written by IFC about 10 years ago on the supply chain problem in sub-Saharan Africa. You will be shocked. There's so much opportunity to improve our distribution system. Because now we are the capital of poverty in the world. All those, our former behavior of selling things expensively is gone. It's gone. And the earlier you react to it, the better for all of us. If we have time, I can go through all the opportunities that are inherent in each of the trouble. For every trouble, there's an opportunity that is inside it. Thank you.
Wow. Again, a round of applause for Isaac. And I guess there are no more questions because no hand is up again. I think the message is clear. You don't need to cry about you can't control it. We have no control over what the next price of dollar will be. Somebody called me from US. Lulu, are you going to survive this? Money, I've survived. Say, how? I said, just leave that to me. You are in US now. You are the one that is reaping the benefit and stuff like that. So the point I'm making is that each one of us, my first commercial boss, God bless him, There is one word he used to tell me. Say, you are your own property, so you must find a way to stay alive. Oh, that is it. And every time we must be asking ourselves, how can I stay above my environment? Because if you are immersed inside the environment, you'll be subject to the vagaries of that environment. And one of the things that you can do is attending workshop of this nature. It's not every time that you get it free. You must be ready to pay for it. Yeah. As they say, there is no free lunch everywhere, even in Freetown. You go to Freetown, you go to a restaurant, and after food, they ask you for money. I say, well, this is Freetown. They will tell you that it is not possible. He has told us about collaboration. We need to do that. We need to be more open. That was the philosophy behind Ultra Logistics Company Limited. That what individual cannot do, group can do it. Let's put our money together and do something big. You know, we could start anywhere. All these other big organizations, they start small. When I was marketing manager at Roach Nigeria Limited, there was no company called WWCV. True. But in our eyes here, WWCV today, has more than 45% of drug distribution in this country. Some people, they saw the problem. The problem is there. But while we hold seminars and speak grammar about it, some people see something that can be done. And they did it. Now we are complaining. Oh, they are from the moon. Why should they be doing this? Why? The opportunity is there. We didn't tap it. So this is another chance, my dear colleagues, for us to see what others are doing. And Isaac has made it clear. We can do this. We can do this. Isaac, thank you so much once again. Please stay around. We may still need you. We may still need you and ask questions.